Hi guys, well yeah, things haven't gone according to plan. Came back from Greece to earn some money in the UK as I want to stay tax resident here. Came back in December, it's now March, and I've probably had about half a dozen jobs in which have just about paid the bills here. So my recollection, I think, looking at the books when I last looked, I'm about £5 short of going back, and that's if I borrow money. So Jonny G at the John Glanville Auto Centre. I don't know whether you can see the sign in the distance there. It's where I am today, and there's a camper van. And he said the floor's gone a bit squishy in the back. He put his Norton in the back of it. The reason the floor's gone a bit squishy in the back is not because it's completely rotted out. Yeah, that's right. It's made of bits of foam and a wing and a prayer. And if you look at the way it's designed, there's your chassis rails. That's all that holds the back of the thing up. Because I've had a look. They basically build the body around the camera's playing up again, but never mind. Yeah, they basically build the body onto the floor, and then the floor goes onto the chassis members. Pretty poor, really. So I'm going to do a little video of how I'm going to rectify that. We're going to get some proper flooring that they use in lorries. I'm going to cut it all out and make it all proper, so that Jonny G's camper van is safe and watertight yet again. So, I best, as they say in America, I best get after it. So there we go, that's the back bumper off. And if you get underneath here, so that's the back of the van, and there you can see that it's all pretty rotten. So I intend to unbolt the floor and replace it. So we'll see how that goes. Well, you ever started something and thought, oh my goodness. So we've took all the boxing and the floor out. Well, I say I took the floor out, it fell out. That's the boxing, which goes in there. Covers the water tank or a fuel tank or something. Got a little recess that the floor sits in, so I'm going to have to measure that correctly. And that goes in there, another piece goes along there, and so on. So we're just getting over this side now, where the floor actually isn't too bad. So I've had to take the door frame off. Now the door frames, for people, because I couldn't remember, so this is quite useful if you're doing this, they're held in with some little clips there that basically screw into the frame, which is a sandwich sort of thing. So a little tip, when you put it back on, because I've done one of these before, just nip this little seam here, I don't know whether you can see that, nip it together with a pair of pliers so it's a consistent width all the way down, and then when you put your screws in, it gives the screws something to bite to. Anyway, once you've removed those, there's two that hold the hinge in. So you undo those. There's one that holds like a little damper in for the door to shut against. You undo those, and it's just bonded. It just pulls out of the way. So I'll best crack on. By magic, as if by magic, yep, the floor is in. It took me most of the day to do it, mind you. So what have we done? Well, this bit here was all rotten, so I had to, John had a big plank of wood, so I put my skill saw down because it was too thick, sorry. Put my skill saw down it and cut about 10mm off it, I suppose. But the skill saw only went part way down it, so I had to finish it off with a hand saw, which gave me enough wood then to make this piece up here where it was rotten. And as you can see, instead of using the lip, butting the floor up to this where there was a lip, I've cut the lip off and I'm doing it the other way around and butting the floor upwards, because I think it'll probably retain less water that way. I've had to cut the lip off the back of the bus there. that goes right up to this board here now, and I'll reinforce it, but I'll screw it all the way along there. Those are the bits that we cut out the 8x4 sheet. Well, I cut out. So there you go, there's an idea of what I've done. That used to, this floor here, used to butt up into a joint in there, which was rotten. So I've cut it off, and now it butts up the other way. But I'll be putting a batten underneath that. There's some packing spaces to go in there as well yet, but there'll be a batten underneath it to strengthen the doorway up, and then all the bumper and all the trim goes over and covers that. Got to make the boxing fit back into there. Like I say, I'm cutting the ledge off that as well, the joint. So yeah, now a little tip here. Because of the way I've done it, I would never have got the floor in had that aperture not been missing. So it was a good job that was rotten, because I managed to get it in that way and lie it down. So what's it look like underneath? I don't know, I haven't had a look. Let's go and have a look. As you can see, I've got to put some packers in there, because this new stuff is just over half the thickness of what was in there originally. We couldn't get the right stuff, so I'm going to have to make some packers up for it, but that's okay. And like I say, I might put some battens across here and into the other side to strengthen that up a little bit. I've got to pop all the wiring back on, the bumper's got to go back on. Oh, it's a lot of stuff to do. The other thing was that this chassis member was bent. Oh, straighten that out, that's took most of the morning to do. So there you go. Part of the way there. I reckon another couple of days and we should have that somewhere in there soon too, but at least the floor's in there. So there you go. The next thing you will see is hopefully these frames going in. I'll explain how those fit in a minute. Oh, here we go, YouTubers, day 4, and as you can see, doors open, big white thing. What's that? Well, this is going to be the liner for there, so I'm just marking round where the door aperture goes so that I can cut it off. Huge progress. As you can see, floor's in, and I'm now lining it out with aluminium, because the structural integrity of this stuff they've used isn't very good, so we've decided to put some aluminium on, which I've done before, and that's the other side which I just showed you. I'm now going to cut that out for the door and then screw it up, and I may even use what's cut out on the door itself to make it look good. This stuff is what they use in lorries, as I said earlier. Let's have a quick look underneath. Now I've battened all around the bottom of the floor just to give it a bit more strength, and I'm now putting aluminium angle around the wood to stop it rotting. Sikaflexed in place and then screwed. Jonny G actually come up with a great idea. We had to use some packers in here because the wood we've used is a bit thinner, because it's a lot stronger. So I was going to cut some more of the flooring that we've got left over out to pack it out. And then John said, well, why not use the old number plates that we have lying around? He's got loads of them. So yeah, I've cut those up. They're not going to rot, are they? It's all looking pretty good under there now. So I'd best get after it and crack. So there you go, we've got the insert cut out and fitted. Well, I have. And I'm just putting the trim on. So it occurred to me, somebody might be searching to see how these doors fit, so let's show you. So you've got the frame. Don't worry about the Sikaflex. Once that's dry, I'll put a Stanley through it and pull it off the excess. So you have this trim here, which covers everything up usually. I don't know whether you can see, but there's a clip there that screws into the frame, actually into this frame here. There's like it pinched, there's a little seam that it's pinched up and it screws into that. It locates on a little tray there and grips the side of the van. So that's all that really holds the door on, that and the Sikaflex and a bit of hope. There are there's a screw there through the hinge and one there. I've actually repeated that the other side because this is double skin, so I've drilled through the first skin. I'll put a bit of Sikaflex over the top of that, and that's how the door fits. Anyway, big shout out to the girl at the burger van in B&Q. It was very nice. Had a nice chat with her, and the guy who sold me the waterproof box, which where have I put that? Let's have a look. There we go. Underneath the van there's some wiring, and it was covered in a polythene bag. Stop it getting wet. There's some printed circuit board. I didn't go into too much as to what it was for. There's also the reversing sensors, which are aftermarket fitment. You can see they're on the bumper there. The box for those is under there, wrapped in a polythene bag. So I brought this, which is a waterproof household unit, and I'm going to screw that at the bottom of the van. As you can see, it's sealed. Shouldn't have any more issues. So thanks to the guy in B&Q for that. Best get after it. Right, why have you put a load of packing blisters round the door of the van, Rudge? Well, I Sikaflexed it earlier, and yes, I know, before everybody starts shouting at me, the customer requested that we use Sikaflex, otherwise I would have used the original stuff. But of course, Sikaflex tends to get everywhere. So before I go home tonight, it started to tack off, but I didn't want to cover his lovely sheet that he's got over it in Sikaflex, so I'll put those blisters around. When I pull the sheet down, it'll keep it away, hopefully. We'll see how that goes. So let's see how we've got on. You can't really see very much. Hang on, let's see if we can put the light on. There you go. Don't know whether you can see that. Doors on, all fitted up, locks are all fitted, wiring's in. Just got to fit up the reverse sensors and then get on with this door here. And as I said earlier, caught the guy at B&Q. He showed me where this box was. There it is, mate, if you're watching. There's the wires in and the wires out, all sealed up. Shouldn't get damp now, hopefully. So that's that. Anyway, the next time you see this, it'll be Saturday. It's Thursday today. Okay, day 5. Yes, it's day 5, folks, and we're nearly done. As you can see, I showed you the other night, the door's on and shuts okay. Bumper on that side's on. If we go down here, I don't know whether you'll be able to see that, but I've boxed it all in so the edges are protected. Those are Sikaflexed and screwed, just to stop the end grain from getting wet and rotting out again. Just to go do a quick tidy up. I've got to wire it all up, but I'm trying to get as much done on the outside as I can today because we've got rain coming in at about 3 o'clock. So I thought I'd explain how I'm cutting this. As you can see, I'm doing it with an angle grinder with a steel cutting blade on. How's it not clogging up, I hear you say? Let's get that a bit better. Well, I was introduced to this a long time ago, pig fat. You run the grinder in it and it lubricates the wheel, apparently. Anyway, that's how we're cutting that out. So that'll be this afternoon's task, to fit it in there, fit that door and wire the thing up, and then we're done. Well, apart from I said to John I might put some outriggers in underneath to hold this corner of the floor up, because there's nothing holding that at all. I think it's pretty poor really the way they've built that. So I'm going to put an outrigger about there under the floor into the chassis, and he can put anything he wants in there then. So yeah, that's where we're at the moment. I'd better get after it. So there you go, bumpers on. Bit of a struggle to get that to fit because it's been whacked in the corners here before, and didn't want to fit. There's a bit of a gap there. Can't really do much about that. So poorly made. It fits where it touches, I'm afraid. But there you go. I'll see what I can do with it once I've got the rest of it done. But that's on. So now we're getting this ready to seal up, or I am. So I'm pulling off the old sealer. Now some of it comes off really nice, like that. Other bits of it. But as you can see, there's the problem. The water's been trapped in there. It's because this is a top, it's been running in, getting trapped in there, and it's rotted all the top out, which is why I've aluminium, covered it in aluminium and made a sandwich out of what's left. Should be plenty strong enough. Let's get after it. So there we go, it's Monday. So 6 days in there, but it's done, all finished. So let's have a look, see what we've done. As you can see, it's all been lined out. I've that cable there, I didn't really want it looking all ugly, so I've Sikaflexed it into the corner. I didn't clean the aluminium up first, so the Sikaflex will do its job, but if you need to ever pull the cable out, it will come off. So we've got a nice solid floor. Jonny G went and got me some coach bolts to put through on the rear mounts. That's all done. So just to recap, the floor was made of that. The centre bit, the blue bit you can see, is foam. We can only assume it's for lightness, but you know, what are you going to put in a space that size that won't go through the floor? As you can see, I've put the mounts for the bike rack back on, his bumpers back on. We're done. If you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button and the like button, because that helps with the way things work on YouTube. And if you feel like sponsoring me with food or whatever, happy days, I'll take a bribe. Anyway, from the John Glanville Auto Centre, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.